Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So as you can see, I'm up on a set of ladders. I'm at the roof of a very manky motorhome. This belongs to my dad. It's been on the channel before, just cleaning headlights and stuff like that. But what we've decided is, since it's got one solar panel that's probably quite some age to it, rather than replacing it completely, we're just doing what we've done to my van. So my van's just over there. You see with the two panels on, and we've decided just to do the same with this and put a second panel in. It's really easy to do. You just basically clip these connectors. You get Y connectors in there, and then you can connect a new panel up and basically just stick it down onto the roof with some really decent adhesive. So yeah, that's the plan for today. But before we begin, as you can see, the state of this roof here is really quite bad. So the van has been sitting over winter. I think it was cleaned last year. It has a build up really quick over like a period of 12 months or so. So it's probably the same with everybody else's vans. You can clean the outside and the walls of the van and whatnot, but a lot of people do neglect the roof. It's difficult to get up here, gain access to it. So we've got some cleaning fluid and we're just going to crack on and see how we get done. I'm not going to do the whole roof. I'm just going to do the section here that we're putting in the panel. Obviously the panel's going to be slightly smaller than the original, but they'll just work in unison anyway, and go through the Victron solar controller. So yeah, stick with me and I'll show you how to install a solar panel to a van. So everything we need has been stored on the bed here. So this is the stuff that we're going to use as the adhesive, and you get this in B&Q. I have used it quite a lot. It's really good stuff, but it's only like £3.59. And when you look at the adhesives that everybody seems to be using, and you look it up on sort of YouTube and everything, it's far more expensive. But trust me on this one, guys, this stuff is just as good as the more expensive brands. £3 something, less than £4 a tube, and one tube of this is enough for 6 feet on a typical panel. So yeah, you do start to run out. You wouldn't have enough to do the sort of the entry gland and stuff like that, but because we've already got the entry gland on the roof, one tube of this will suffice. The other stuff I've got the solar panel here in a box. I'm going to have to take that out. I think before I even clean the roof of the van, what I'm going to do is take the panel out of the box, get the drill out, attach the feet. It's a simple job. It's an aluminium frame. You just drill in and make sure the drill's smaller than the actual screws, so the screws go in and they actually bite the aluminium and hold the feet onto the panel itself. It's not daunting in the slightest. Simple task. I'll show you how to do that next. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get this over. It's not a massive panel, but it will be enough to make a difference. I'm just going to get it over there onto the actual table and then attach the feet over there. Right, so this panel here, I'm just looking at the data on the backboard sticker, and it says maximum power 100 watts, open circuit voltage 21.6 volts, maximum peak voltage is 18 volts, and short circuit current is 6.2 amps. Working current is 5.55 amps. So it's obviously a charge voltage system, 12 volts. It isn't a Renogy panel like I've used previously, and for the simple fact of the matter is, because we had quite a limited space on the roof there, we couldn't find a Renogy panel that would fit in quite as sort of neatly as this one here. So the brand of this is PFC-TART, PFC Tart, okay, and it's made by Yunmao Commerce, Shenzhen. So obviously this is a Chinese panel, but we'll get it fitted anyway, and then we'll get some data, live stream data from the solar controller, just to see what the panel's actually making. It's quite a cloudy day as well, so I'm not expecting massive amounts of power consumption from this. Obviously in the summer months when the sun sits higher in the sky, you do create a lot more power for your battery packs. Like I have done some data analysis on my van with the addition of the second panel, but it did coincide with the grey days turning into a couple of days where we actually saw a bit of blue sky. So doing a comparison like for like weather conditions would have been better, but unfortunately that didn't work out. We did, however, in the UK go through a period of like 6 weeks or so with constant rain, and it is still raining today, although it's not heavy. You're getting on and off kind of sort of spittery rain showers, so we'll be working in between those today. But first of all, I'll go and unpack the feet and then we'll start getting these fitted. Right, so now I've got everything that I need to start installing the feet. This is what the feet look like, just like this. Now, it'd probably be better turning it around. Makes it easier for fitting the feet. I'll just do that now. Right, so basically it's big plastic feet, and then you can get them online, camper van shops or whatever, but I just buy them on eBay. They're quite inexpensive. I don't remember exactly how much they cost, but nothing that's going to break the bank. You basically just line them up like that. So we're just putting feet on all corners. We're not putting middle supports on this panel because it is quite small and it doesn't really require them. So we just bought the 4 feet for this one. If you looked on my roof of my van, I've got the 6 feet. It just depends on the size of the panel that you're using. But they're quite rigid as well with the aluminium frame, so the 4 feet on this size panel will be sufficient. So what I do here with the screws that I'm using, I find a suitable drill bit. So I'm using a 3.5 on these screws, and all you do is you just basically hold the drill bit against the screw just to make sure that it's a similar size, but obviously you need to see the threaded parts of the screw overhanging the drill bit, because you don't want to drill the hole and the screw just to be falling in and out. You do want it to make that bite and make it secure. So yeah, we'll just get the drill bit attached to the drill. The drill I'm using today, it's a Ryobi. I got this for Christmas. 18 volts lithium battery. I'm not sure I've charged it fully yet. Hopefully it'll last the test of the day. I did used to use a Black & Decker drill. I had it for years. I think it was about 15 years old. And the batteries, through all the constant use, the batteries were starting to not really hold their charge for very long. So hence the reason I've got a new drill. I'm quite pleased with it. I have used this drill before because my father's got the same drill, so it's better to stay with products that you know, products that you like. So yeah, quite simple. You just twist and turn. There isn't a need for a chuck key on this, and that's it. You basically just line up where you want your screw to go. Now I try and go kind of low on the aperture here. I don't know if you're getting this on camera, but rather than being high up with the potential to smash this, when you put your foot on, try and go in quite low. So you're just going through the aluminium, not going to damage the panel. Oh, that's skating about like an ice rink there. That's 2 feet on already. Just just need to do the other side now. And there we have it, guys. The feet are on the panel. So the next thing is I just need to get up onto the roof and give it a bit of a clean and get it prepped. This here, guys, is the product that I'm going to be using. Jenny Chem Caravan Cleaner. Now, I've not tried it before. We're going to have to just see how it is. But apparently this is the stuff to get all the moulding stuff from your roof. I'm just going to use this. It's quite soft. I have got this for the stubborn stains, but I don't want to scratch the roof too much. Although it will be under the panel. I think that might be too abrasive. So this one's quite soft, but still enough just to get the dirt out. I have used this on my roof, which is why it's a wee bit dirty. It doesn't damage the roof. That's probably the one I'm going to stick with. It's going everywhere but in the top.
Yeah.
Right, guys, so I've tested this product and it actually seems fantastic. I'm hoping it shows up on camera here, but the dirt, even the most stubborn sort of stains, are just falling away with this product, so certainly recommend it. It looks fantastic. I can't explain what I'm thinking just now. Now, I've cleaned this roof before in the past. Mum and Dad have owned this van for quite a few years, and it's so stubborn to get this stuff off, but with this product here, it's just falling away, so highly recommend this stuff. Now, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to keep recording up here because I don't want any fluids or whatever to get on my recording device, so I'm just going to stop this here, clean the roof, and then I'll let you see how we've got on. Right, so this is the roof now, guys. As you can see, what a difference. And like I said, I've not done the whole roof. It's going to take some time, but certainly done enough of where the panel's going. So we'll get it lifted up and measure it for size now. So this is how it is going to fit, guys. It is quite a tight fit. It was measured kind of precisely. Now the problem is, because it butts up against that old panel there, we have to try and get the feet in underneath it as we lift it down with the adhesive on the feet. So a bit of a tricky manoeuvre, but it's all we can do. It's tight for space, like I say. So the next thing I need to do is I need to just make sure that the wires are all unspooled and everything. Now, it's common sense just to make sure that everything's able to be fitted before you apply that adhesive. So one little adjustment that we had to make there on the roof was that where the wire is bonded into the roof for the other panel, one of the feet was actually sitting on the glue for that wire. So I've taken a sharp knife up there, I've just trimmed the glue section so that the feet are all sitting flush on the roof. So I'm glad I did sort of a little practice run first. And another thing is that we have to make sure that the wires are all undone and ready to be connected. And if we just come to this section here, this is the piece that you need to connect. It's like a Y adapter, they call it, and basically the single ones, they go into the cables that come down into the solar controller. The panels each go into there, so then you've got the two panels coming in and the one wire coming down to the solar controller. So we need to just go up, make sure these all fit, make sure it's all going to go together well, and then it's basically just a case of plug and play. So all we do now is we just put the adhesive on. Obviously you need one of these guns here. So we'll pick this one up, get a metal one, not a plastic one, because there's a bit of pressure through the handle here. And I did break a plastic one when I was doing putting the windows on the Vauxhall Vivaro that I did. So you are better with the more expensive metal triggers here. So you just adhesive on all these feet. Obviously yours. Right, so that's the panel up, guys. And yeah, we're doing okay. Just need to leave the water there. So that's us finished for today. I'll just wrap this up here. Thank you all for watching. Please hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you on a future video. Bye for now.